they trust. I remember in a very showing just to think of how technology is used only to address the problems of today because the conditions and the investment in the platforms that is allowing us to be able to do the things that we're doing today were already built by so many people in the past, in many, many years before that. As an ecosystem, we must also protect and ensure that we invest and we build platforms and we invest in things that will help us to be able to cater for the future. Which is why, as a government, we have prioritized artificial intelligence because this is a no-brainer for the build now productivity. That is why Nigeria today has one of the most talked about artificial intelligence strategies on the African continent. That is why so many of you guys participated in the development of that strategy. That is why we're ensuring that 4% of the 3 million technical talent target that we set for ourselves and focus on AI and machine learning so that the talent required to continue to this work will always be there. The reason why also Nigeria has been able to secure Federal Executive Council to start the first of its kind national AI trust, which is a body of trustees that will ensure that Nigeria will continue to prioritize the development in AI beyond this government. And you know what? We're not stopping there. That's why Nigeria is proud to say we're the first country in the African continent to release a government-backed live language model, which is both multilingual but also multimodal. And it's open source, thereby ensuring that anyone that's trying to build AI solutions cannot claim not to have access to models that will help them build for our people. For us, inclusion is not something we want to talk about. Inclusion is something we want to empower. And you know what? This is why you should all check out the Atlas, which is our LLM, which is also open source, and the framework is now being made available to other African countries so that they can also build their large language models. And it's why I've made a commitment to also ensure that each one of you guys have access to a copy of the Atlas t-shirt that you can take away from this motion. Folks, I wish you a fruitful deliberation. I hope you will find time to both enjoy Moonshot, but also Lagos for those who are visiting Nigeria as well. We do have a significant work on our hand, and that work is for us, both in government, in the private sector, in the startup ecosystem, the innovators, the civil society organization, to ensure that we can actually leverage technology to move Africa to where we truly deserve to be. Thank you so much, and have a fantastic time at Moonshot 2025.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming back the CEO of the main event, Tomiwa Aladejomo. Give him a round of applause, everyone. Yes.
All right, so sometimes the rocket doesn't launch the very first time. Apologies for that. Good morning. Welcome to Moonshot by Techcabal 2025. My name is Tomiwa Aladejomo. I'm the CEO of Techcabal Media, with publishers of Techcabal, Techcabal Insights, and Local. We're a team that's obsessed with helping Africans see themselves more clearly, and in turn, ensuring that the world sees us the way we wish it to. Moonshot is a conference for people who are building Africa's tech future, and this is our biggest one yet. Just 3 years ago, Moonshot was just an idea. Now, while it wasn't our first time doing events, it was our Moonshot, the biggest and the most ambitious thing that we had put together before then. Year on year, we've seen it come together. A larger crowd every year, more meaningful connections, and a more global audience. And that's what momentum looks like. Now, let's be clear, momentum is not automatic. It doesn't just happen. It has to be built, it has to be protected, it has to be nurtured and grown. And that's why we're here. On a global basis, the last year has been anything but stable. Fiscal policies are affecting how capital flows across the world. Governments are growing more insular. They're scrambling to regulate AI as it races ahead of our understanding and of our control. Wars, political shocks, have reminded us just how fragile the systems that we rely on are. The world feels unsettled and in a lot of ways uncertain. And Africa, we feel these shocks too. Sometimes harder than elsewhere. But we deal with them creatively. I always say an African entrepreneur is a really, really skilled entrepreneur because they have to overcome things that their counterparts in other parts of the world could never dream of. When global capital slowed, African founders got leaner and sharper. When regulation changed the course of innovation, we still found paths to move forward. And yes, Jackpot is real. We're losing some of our best talent to the West and to the world. But at the same time, diaspora talent, remote first work, and a turbulent political moment for immigration everywhere is reconnecting people to the continent in unexpected and powerful ways. And despite all of this turbulence, life continues. Startups are still shipping. Technology is shaping enterprise, energy, agriculture, education, healthcare, retail, even mining and supply chains across the continent. Payments are easier and more trusted than ever. Creators are growing global audiences and building livelihoods on social and video platforms in ways that we couldn't have imagined a few years ago. AI is no longer a distant story in foreign headlines. It's being built into products right here by Africans, solving real-world problems. You'll meet some of them at this conference. Please talk to them about the things that they are building. Even in the period of global uncertainty, our ecosystem keeps moving. Now, make no mistake, there are real challenges, but this is what momentum looks like. It's uneven. It's hard won. If you think about a kid skating, you build momentum both in the dips and in the rises. It's not built on a level playing field. If we take a longer arc, a decade ago we were wondering if people would ever accept payments online. Like, will Nigerians trust that I will put my credit card number and I will actually get my goods? But today, billions of dollars move across African payment rails every month. Nigerian and African payment rails. A decade ago, we were asking if African startups will survive beyond seed, Series A. Today, we've seen Series C, Series D, we've seen exits, we've seen unicorn valuations. We've survived the high when all the hot money was coming in. And we've survived the downtimes when it got leaner. So the lessons from our successes and our failures are actually driving the next round of innovation for us as a continent. The founders that you find today have experienced boom times and down times. And that's really, really important. And so when we're here at this conference, it's not about is it possible? It's about what needs to be true for us to succeed. What do we need to do to get to the next level? Over the next 2 days, you'll be hearing from thinkers and builders from across the continent and across the world. Because we're building for Africa, but we're doing it all over the world. And they won't be telling you what should be happening. They'll be showing you the workings of the things that they're already building, of the work they're already doing that's defining our future. At Techcabal, we feel a deep sense of responsibility to that future, to light a path towards it. It's one of our slogans internally, light a path to the future. We want to show people how technology is affecting every aspect of our lives and how the best minds are helping build a better future. We were born in this ecosystem. We were born right here in Lagos, the beginning of this small technology startup ecosystem. We've been molded by its successes, its failures, its challenges. And so we carry the weight of helping the ecosystem see itself, to see its possibilities, to see the best possible futures. With the reporting that Techcabal does, we give people an understanding of what's happening in African tech and how it's shaping the future. With Techcabal Insights, we give decision makers the data, the intelligence, and the clarity they need to guide our ecosystems. And with experiences like Moonshot, we create the shared momentum that keeps the ecosystem moving forward. We put you together so that together we can build. This is the loop that we've built. Stories spark ideas. Ideas create experiences. The experiences open up new insights. And those insights circle back into sharper stories. Our responsibility is to keep this loop running with clarity, with truth, and with ambition. Ambition is important. think the minister said this when he spoke last year, that we are ambitious about our future, that we are confident in our capability to build new and important things. And so our work is to make sure the ecosystem has the light it needs to grow stronger, to grow smarter, to grow more accountable, more valuable for us all. Our focus this year is no different. Over 9 stages, over 9 content tracks. We have 4.5 stages. We have over 160 speakers. We're going to make choices, connections, deals that will shape the future of African tech. And believe me, we know this. We've seen our stories spark investments. We've seen meetings here spark real deals, spark real business. And so when we come together, we can build real momentum. Policymakers come here, they receive critical feedback, they meet their constituencies, the people that they support, that they regulate. We focused heavily this year on sharpening our tools for helping people connect. If you're not already on Uber, please sign up, see who else is here, attend some mixers, network with our stellar audience, you beautiful people. We have more enterprise companies than ever this year, so that startups and SMEs can meet them, connect, and do business together. Take an investor if you're a startup. Schedule a meeting in one of our open meeting spaces. For investors, we set up more mechanisms for you to connect with the most interesting startups. Join us in the fuel station upstairs. Check out some of the portfolio showcases. Schedule a meeting in one of the deal rooms. And we want to know if you have announcements, if you get a deal done, or if you're launching a product this week. We have an announcement that should need your attention. So if you have any deals or anything special to announce, attention. So if you have any deals or anything special to announce, please let us know. Please let us know. You can sign up on Hoover, or you can ask one of the ushers about this. You can sign up on Hoover, or you can ask one of the ushers about this. We need to thank the fuelers of our own momentum, innovations, and digital economy. Mr. Tili Popola, the Group Managing Director of Farm, is thank dignitaries from Europe and across Africa to join us. From that delegation, we have Ms. Jetty Vero, she's the Consul General of Denmark. We have Mr. Johnny Baxter, British High Commissioner. We have Michelle Kabini, joining us for the second or perhaps third year in a row. Ms. Consul General of the Netherlands. We